Hello, 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 my beloveds. Welcome to you. Welcome to day 3 of Hot Glue Summer. I'm so excited to have all of you here with me today for our final day of this fabulous event. Although this is not the last time that you can watch it because you can catch it on the replay. And what we're going to do is we're going to start with a song to settle into this space. As always, my invitation is to use this time however increases your pleasure the most. So if that is to move your body with me and dance, do that. If it is to beautify yourself or your space in some way, light a candle, put on some glitter, open a window, turn on a fan, put on a sweater. What is the thing that's going to increase your pleasure by 1% or more? Maybe it's just sitting exactly where you are, closing your eyes, feeling your breath come in and out of your body. All of that is welcome and delightful here. I'm going to shake my booty a little bit. And also, I'm going to look for my ear pods. I'm feeling highly annoyed. I just had them in my hand. They just tend to like blend with things, that little white case. So I have no idea where they went, and I would rather use them than have you all hear the background noise that is often prevalent here in Puerto Rico. So we'll see if I find those during this dance break. If not, say la to the V. And also, does anybody know, before I go further as well, I had a request from one of the participants to turn on closed captioning. Does anyone know how to do that? I looked in the, before I started the meeting, I went to go edit it to see in the settings there, and I couldn't see any box to check that said add closed captioning. So I figured that it would be here.
It should be along your bottom, I don't know what the thing is called, where all of the buttons are. There's like participant, chat, share screen. Yeah. There should be a thing in that line that says like add captions. It may even be in the mute thingy, like audio settings, perhaps.
I was looking in there. Let's see. Yeah, I was looking at that bottom bar line. And I was just feeling both so pleased that she had asked. And
in your settings, it's in the accessibility tab.
You're the bomb.com.
I got you.
Closed captioning is available, so it's checked and enabled. But then how come it's not on? Okay, I have it enabled under accessibility, but then I don't have anything along the bottom that lets me turn it on. Security, no. Bless you all for bearing with me. I'm gonna play with that more while I play our song for us and we get a little movement going. I'm going to find earbuds and figure out how to do closed captioning if possible. All right. Here we go. Here we went. Then I just closed my other thing. It's all good, friends. We are chilling today. This is pleasure-based business. You don't have to do it perfectly. As it turns out, people will still love you and still want to buy from you if your Zoom settings aren't perfect and if you inadvertently close your Spotify window as you're trying to hit play. Nobody died, nor I, nor my successful as fuck business. Okay, here we go.
And I could take you for a ride. I had a premonition that we fell into a rhythm where the music don't stop for life. Glitter in the sky, glitter in my eyes, shining just the way I like. too far. Glitter in the sky, glitter in our eyes, shining just the way we are. I feel like we're forever every time we get together, but whatever, let's get lost on Mars. You want me, I want you, baby, my sugar boo. I'm levitating, the Milky Way, we're renegading. Yeah, 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 yeah. I got you, moonlight, you're my starlight. I need you all night. Come on, dance with me. I'm levitating. You, moonlight, you're my starlight. I need you all night. Come on, dance with me. I'm levitating. You can fly away with me tonight. You can fly away with me tonight. Baby, let me take you for a ride. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm levitating. You can fly away with me tonight. You can fly away with me tonight. Baby, let me take you for a ride. Yeah, 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 yeah. My love is like a rocket, watch it blast off. And I'm feeling so electric, dance on our off. And even if I wanted to, I can't stop. Yeah, 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 yeah. My love is like a rocket, watch it blast off. And I'm feeling so electric, dance my ass off. And even if I wanted to, I can't stop. Yeah, 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 yeah. You want me, I want you, baby, my sugar boo. I'm levitating, the Milky Way, we're renegading. I got you, moonlight, you're my starlight. I need you all night. Come on, dance with me. I'm levitating. You can fly away with me tonight. You can fly away with me tonight. Baby, let me take you for a ride. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm levitating. You can fly away with me tonight. You can fly away with me tonight. Baby, let me take you for a ride. Yeah, 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 yeah. I got you, moonlight, you're my starlight. I need you all night. Come on, dance with me. I'm levitating. You, moonlight, you're my starlight. I need you all night. Come on, dance with me. I'm levitating.
Woo! Bitches, you all make me feel very levitated, amongst other things. Let me get resituated here. As you all were able to observe, I just danced with you. I didn't look for AirPods. I don't have them. If it gets loud, it does. We'll work with it. Hello, hi, and welcome. Yes, I definitely titty and pussy flashed you all. Not intentionally, but oopsies, that happens in my spaces. My last VIP offer was called Get Naked, Get Free for a reason. And you know, one of the reasons of holding this event, obviously, is to impart a lot of wisdom and knowledge to all of you, but it's also to give you a taste of what it's like to spend time with me and in my coaching containers and get a little reality of like what Gleaux land is like, and if you would want to play in it. Because if you don't want a titty flash in your land, you definitely don't want to come hang out in my land. Just saying, and to each their own, right? But really using this time with you as a really beautiful opportunity for myself to be more me than I've dared to be, even imagine that, as I'm a fairly audacious human out there on the internet. And that's what I want to share with you today, right? And have been sharing over these last 3 days, that audacious self-expression is going to take us the distance, over and over and over again. So let me do a little bit of changing on my settings here. I went back, I did look at the person who asked me to put on the closed captions, and I followed their instructions. I still don't see them here. Maybe they'll show up on the recording. I kind of doubt it. So my apologies for not having that in place, and I will do that. I'll be more informed on the next event. I'm very grateful for that feedback, and let that be a learning lesson for all of us, right? That we often think of or neglect to think of access and accessibility in our spaces. And that's something that I definitely have a big growth edge to do around that. So thank you, thank you, thank you for alerting me, and I'll do better next time. Blessings. So settling in for today, let me look at my agenda, which I didn't follow yesterday, but that's okay. It was more than okay. And I followed it enough to get the important pieces out. So what I would love for all of you to do today, I've been saying this and sharing this, is that I have invited you here to my party. And you all know me, but you might not know each other. So I would love for you all to reach out in the chat. Let us know who you are, where you come from. Why have you joined us today? What are you excited about learning today? What have you been excited about learning in the past? Like I said the same thing yesterday, but I'm gonna say it again today. Like you came to the party, I'm talking to somebody else. You're not just going to stand there and do nothing. Talk to somebody by the punch bowl, right? So let's get this chat hopping. Also, my spaces is always my intention that you create community. That is one of my gifts. That is what my desire for us when we're all hanging out. I want you guys knowing each other, learning from each other, buying from each other, impacting each other, because nobody that comes and hangs out with me is not somebody who's an impactful human out in this world. I brag that only the best come and hang in Gloho land. And so I want all of you interacting as much as possible so that you can get the magic of the best that is surrounding you in this Zoom space today. And knowing that from here is where we can source so much of everything that we need, and we're sourcing it from like-minded humans, is something very powerful in the way that we can create community with each other, energetically, financially, all of the ways. And today we're talking about business. So to speak blatantly about business, right? I love promoting all of you. I love buying from all of you. I want all of you to promote me, buy from me, vice versa, right? Let's create this incredible glow up ecosystem together. So throw that out in the chat. My ADD brain can't follow the chat the whole time. I'll pop in there every once in a while. If I'm missing anything crazy, give me a hand signal. And or say it again, friend, and I'll get there and I'll get to it. So thank you so much for that, friends. The other thing that I want to say, what do I want to say? Just looking at my notes. Taking a minute to ground. I don't know why, but the AirPods thing really threw me off 30 seconds before hitting start. And the whole time while I was dancing, I was like, where on earth could they be? I'm going to give it up and ground and be here with you all. But thanks for the extra moment to sip my water and just be transparent with you all about why my brain is like, no, I don't want to let it go. Who am I? I'm a person with an ADD brain. Hi, nice to meet you. For those of you who know me and love me, you know these parts of me. For those of you who it's your first time hanging out with me or watching on the replay, I'd love to introduce myself, give you a little window into the persona that you see running around these internet streets. The persona that you see often, King Daddy Rainbow Stallion. Who the fuck is that? That is the Marissa who is here to be the fierce advocate for our capacity to have unbridled freedom, freedom in our minds, freedom in our bodies, right? This is the freedom that I want for all of us. I desire to have a 10-figure liberation empire. When I talk about liberation, I'm talking about liberation in your mind and liberation in your body. So Rainbow Stallion is here to blaze the trail for that, to put you on my back and take you the distance, to be that kind of huge, powerful force. You know, when the stallion is unbroken, there is a wild, phenomenal, fantastic energy about that, right? And so Rainbow Stallion is invoking those pieces. And what do I even use these personas for? I use them to channel parts of myself so that I can show up big and bold, so that all of you can hear the things that I think the world needs to hear, and so that I can help move the world in the direction I want to move it. But just Marissa, the fullness of me, maybe I can't do that all of the time, but Rainbow Stallion never has a fucking problem. So I encourage you to think about, where are the parts inside of you? Who are the pieces of you that can totally fucking do the damn thing? And whether that's an audacious self-expression or showing up for your business, right? Or being a habitual, consistent person. Like people will tell me, oh, I'm not able to do habits. And I'm like, I know that we can look through your life and find a place where you are a habitual person. So as I'm sharing my personas, who are the personas that you have within you that you could maybe cultivate and share more with the world or lean on? The persona that I lean on to remind me that pleasure will be the fuel that sparks and takes my rocket ship to the moon and back is pleasure. So thank you, legendary Gleaux Ho, for chanting the "How can you feel 1% more pleasure" chant to me incessantly in my head. And I really believe you can see that all of my monikers, King Daddy Rainbow Stallion, legendary Gleaux Ho, Agent of Sunshine, sparkle and glitter and light is the name of my game. And so legendary Gleaux Ho is here to shine that light, the pleasure message out to the world, for all of us to hear and see the beacon of where it can take us. And then lastly, Agent of Sunshine is the part of me that deeply understands that our thoughts create our reality, and therefore mindset is the most powerful tool next to pleasure. Those two things combined, mindset plus pleasure, is the cocktail of transformation. And Agent of Sunshine is here to remind you, mindset, 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 you always have the capacity to change your interior landscape. What's going on in here, whether it feels gray as fuck or sunny as can be, is really within your power to change and shift and create. And so I want you to always remember how much power you and your one self contain. So often we think we are powerless, especially at the hands of patriarchy. So many of us here in this space today identify as females, right? Or as women. And that conditioning in this society, man, you can often feel very fucking powerless. And also this, no one can take the power of this from you. And that's why I'm such a vehement advocate of mindset work. And when I talk about freedom, right? Because you can have freedom here, even when you don't have it here. Very, very powerful work. So that's who I am. I come at you with these kinds of not only personas, but mantras that have ways of being. One of the first mantras, I haven't shared this yet in this series, is, and I had this mantra from like in 2020, this was one of my main mantras, was I lead from my dripping pussy. I wield my heart-drenched power, and I receive massive profits. And then it morphed into, I set audacious goals. I think delusional thoughts of possibility, and I achieve iconic results. And we all know what that got me. $100,000 clients, $1 million in sales. And the new mantra, I'm Marissa, first name famous, with Kanye confidence, flying high in Ho Force One. So y'all will be seeing me. You'll wave to me as my magenta pussy pink plane that is covered in some holographic, like, you know, film flies through the sky and throws its sparkle. It's like gonna be like a fucking disco light. And so the power of both the fullness of you, all of the personas that exist within you, the way that you can focus your mind, create a mantra, cultivate an energy, and draw it in. I want to spoon feed this shit to you if you're not spoon feeding it to yourself already, which I think probably most of you are, because you're junkies for this shit. And so don't forget, just don't forget, boo-boo, how much power you have in this sweet brain and then in this sweet pleasure-seeking body of yours. You know, the first day of our event together, I shared kind of an overarching look at my story from 2019 to now, and when I started to do personal development work and really invest in coaching and containers of support. But today, because we're focusing around business, what I wanted to do is focus a little bit more and just give you a brief background of my history in business, why you would want to spend time with me, learning from me about business, why I think business is so interesting, entrepreneurship, leadership, because I think, you know, again, too, as I've mentioned before, you don't have to be an entrepreneur to come in and hang out in my space and benefit from that part of my brain, receiving coaching or support or mentorship from that part of me. You can be a CEO, a CEO, you can be an employee of somebody's business, but that you have an idea and a lean towards leadership, towards expansion and creation of something different and new in this world, then this is the space for you. And I have been an entrepreneur since I feel like since birth. I remember selling these handmade paper flowers that my girlfriend and I made out of streamers and florist tape on the side of the road when I was like, I don't know, I had to have been 8, 9 years old. again, in that same time frame, I got hired by one of my friend's moms to run her booth at a craft fair. There I was, like 9 years old, running this craft fair booth by myself. And so I've always loved engaging with people. I've loved running a business, selling things. I started my own jewelry design business when I was like 23, living in Portland, Oregon, 24. I started a medical billing business when I was 26. I want to say right in there, and doing business consulting for first-time medical providers. So I've been doing this shit for a long ass time. And I think that, again, freedom, one of the biggest reasons that I do enjoy, particularly entrepreneurship, is that there's a level of freedom that I get to have. I get to set my own schedule. I get to make the rules. I get to do it exactly the way I would want to do it. I get to do the things that I don't see anyone else doing. And that, more so than anything else, is what really jazzes me up about this piece and our capacity to fill the hole, right? Because I would say that even if you are not an entrepreneur, most of the people that are drawn to me are, you're a way shower, you're a visionary, you're a thought leader. So what your brain does is you look at the world and you see where things could be different, changed, and is missing or lack, and you want to figure out how to fill that gap, right? And this is, to me, so fucking fun and cool, because that is the progression. I am here for freedom, but I'm also here for this like uplifting, the shiny people theory. And so how do we take each other higher? Part of it is through business, by saying, oh my God, this thing that we all need, I'm going to go create it. And so I love, love, love what entrepreneurship just does in terms of giving you freedom. And then I also love what it does in terms of providing solution for the collective. So all of that is to say that I didn't intend on being a coach specifically. When I was in my mid-20s, I did apply or began the application process to be a marriage, family, couples therapist. So I always knew I wanted to help people in this way. But also I knew that the ethics of that profession didn't totally suit with me. I wanted to flash my titties at y'all. Tell everyone how much I love them. And be able to do it in a different way, because the whole point of Hot Gleaux Summer is me telling you how Marissa does life, sex, and business in a different way, right? And so I shared with you in my sexual journey how I found Jaya and her framework, and the kind of funny catch-22 that the universe did. In Puerto Rican Spanish, there's a beautiful expression, el universo te está sacando la lengua. The universe is sticking its tongue out at you. This to me feels like a moment of when the universe stuck its tongue out to me, because I was wanting to pursue my sacred sexual healer self. I'd found this framework. I knew it was game changing. And I wanted to go apply it and be the best escort and highest paid escort that ever lived, right? I still want that. I will still be that. But I was at Jaya's event and she was selling her coaching program. I was like, not for me, doesn't sound interesting. Then she started selling Advanced Sexual Skills, which is a program where you go and you put your hands on each other. And I was like, well, that's for me. That will help the escort business. And the catch-22 is that you could only sign up for that if you signed up for her coach certification program. So I wanted this bad enough that I signed up for that. Such a beautiful piece of evidence. When you want something bad enough, you will go to great lengths to make it happen. Let us all take note of that. And what happened is, the minute I started the coaching program, I was like, oh, duh. I was always supposed to be a coach. And to be honest, in my early 20s, when I was doing the therapy thing, I knew I should be a coach then. And my like conditioning of my PhD level academic family is that a coach certification is not the same as a master's degree, right? And so I put it on a back shelf, but then when it came back up onto the shelf here, it was like, of course, this is what I was always supposed to do. So in 2020, I finished that coaching certification, and it's like, great, now I'm going to go start this coaching business. I've started any number of businesses before. That's not totally new to me, but this business, how to do this. And so I will say, one of the things that I learned so deeply from 2020 till now around entrepreneurship rather, is to say, fuck being a solopreneur. I had started many businesses successfully. That does not mean that you should start a business by yourself or run a business by yourself or do anything by yourself as a human in this life. We're not designed for that. And as a high achieving human, as a high performer, which I am, there's so much like oftentimes validation for being able to do it alone or to bootstrap something and to get some kind of personal measurement of like how incredible of a human you are because you've been able to move through so much to achieve a certain thing. I don't measure that way anymore. Like, fuck it needing to be hard. Let it be easy, right? And so the thing that I did that was so powerful for me is that in June of 2020, I joined a mastermind. I got that coaching support. I got that mentorship because, again, talking about coaching versus mentorship, I got to watch from a mentorship space how my coach moved through life, how she was utilizing her energy. And I'm going to talk a little bit further today about energetic management, how she was using her energy, right? That was the mentorship piece. And I got very direct coaching support from her. How do you market on social media? And then what I also got in that space was community. What we're creating right here. I got you, in fact. I wouldn't have you on this screen right now. So many of you, either directly or indirectly, I wouldn't have any of you on this screen right now had I not joined that mastermind in June of 2020. You know, the other part is, of course, foregone conclusion. We were always going to meet you and I, baby. But really, what a powerful, powerful thing that was. And so I joined a mastermind. I was in it for 6 months before I ever even made any money. Like the first round, I made no money. I had a 0K launch. For all of us who have had a 0K launch, let us give our blessings so you know what that feels like, to put your heart, soul, and energy into something that's actually so interesting. In preparing for this Hot Glow Summer event, I came across the notes that I had made for the program that I was launching at that 0K launch 2020. The Glow Up Collective that I've been sharing with you over the last 2 days, it is that program I was going to launch in 2020. This is the like sweetest full circle that I didn't even know I was coming full circle on. And yet it's so much more me and so much more, I want to say like sophisticated of an offer because it's a me 2 years later, right? Obviously. But to see this process of going from a 0K launch and then experiencing my first 10K client. And I brag I'm a bougie bitch. I shop at Salvation Army. I love cheap shit, but I love diamonds and I want massive amounts of money for all of us. And so I did make a decision about starting my package at 10K very purposefully, a 5-figure offer. And, you know, that's going to be one of the things that I'll save to all of us. Like there's a buyer at every price point. So we all get to choose to charge 0, which is wonderful right now. And we all get to have, like I had the other day, the first day of our event, a 25K cash day. Those are really fucking delicious too, as was yesterday, which was a 0 cash day. And either way, I was here with you, being in pleasure with you. But there's something so powerful when you allow yourself to charge big money for your services and change your financial position in this world. And I did a whole masterclass, Marissa Tells All. I'm going to put like a binge link for all of you to go look at my old stuff if you want it, but like talking way more about this process that I'm just going to kind of gloss over right now. But I went from a 10K client package price to a 15K package price to 20 to 100K. Yeah, to 100K clients in 18 months. It just shows whatever you want is available for you, whether you want a 10K client or a 100K client, it's there. Your dreams are available to you. I was able to launch a mastermind. It was a 6-figure launch. Then I moved into creating courses. I'd been wanting to create an online information course since 2017. I did my first one this year. Sometimes dreams take a little bit of time, but bitches, it happens, right? And so now I've got this full product suite where I've got mastermind, courses, one-on-one, VIP days. In 18 months, I've created a multi-6-figure cash business. And I was sharing over the last couple of days, and the sales have totaled over $1 million. Not that all those sales will come in, because this is the part of the coaching industry people don't always talk about. That not all of your sales come into completion. So you'll get partial packages, full packages, quarter packages, whatever. But even more of a reason to come and hang out and live in my space, live in it, camp out in it, plant your flag in it, because I've been through all of the ups and downs too that come, that a lot of people behind the scenes are not saying shit. And even that first coach that impacted me so much, now I'm like, how come you never told me about that? Right? And so I want to share all of that with you. I'm an information conduit, a cheerleader, but this information conduit part, it's like anything that I learn that helps me, I want you to have it too, because I want all of us to have the power, the knowledge to get ourselves free AS motherfucking P. So there's some of my story about the business part. And that's my intention for you for this event, that you walk away from these 3 days freer. Because the real glow up is when you feel like you can be the most authentically expressed you with choice and emotional capacity to move in any direction you want. And so the tools that I've been giving you, how to manage your mindset, how to bring more pleasure into your life, it will give you that, the emotional capacity to move in any direction you want. And then my intention for this time has been to be super fucking transparent with you, because I want you to see all of me if you want to be hanging out with me. How can you know? How can we know if we want to date, if we want to fuck, if we want to be in a long-term relationship, if we don't know each other? So this is for me, being unapologetic and transparent in front of you. And then also because my coaches told me, go be unapologetic and 7 times bigger. Go let people see the truth and the reality of you. And that's why we've been talking about sex, and we've been talking about weed and all of the things and some of the tender parts that I don't totally want to share out in the world necessarily. But it's like, fuck it. If they don't see me, they don't know me. How can we know? So more specifically, what are we doing here today? Today, we're talking about business. On Monday, or rather Tuesday, we talked about how to do life differently using mindset, understanding that our thoughts create our reality, and how to use like the approach of delusion and narcissism and the Trinity tool to transform our lives. And then yesterday I talked about how to do sex differently, how the mindset that's required to create the safety that is the thing that will make for the hottest sex across the board. And then using the erotic blueprints as the pleasure language tool to bring that pleasure piece into your life. Mindset and pleasure, it's always mindset and pleasure. So today, how do we do business differently, audaciously? Mindset and pleasure. How's that going to look? And then at the end of the call, I'm going to be sharing with you again about the Glow Up Collective. And we're doing the giveaway. So I want to just briefly talk about the giveaway really quick too, is that if you've been here live all 3 days, you get to win a spot in my new program coming in July, the Glow Up Collective, with some one-on-one coaching with me. The way the replay part works is that you watch till the end of the replay. I'm going to say some words, and then you're going to DM me the collection of those words from each 3 days. And then you're going to be entered into the drawing for that. So watch till the end of the today to be entered in for the live drawing. Watch till the end to get your special code words for the drawing giveaway. And then I'm going to be doing that drawing on Saturday. So wanted to mention that. I didn't remember to mention that yesterday at the beginning. So if we're looking at how Glow Up is doing something differently, right? Like you want to change from here to there, you have to take a different action. You have to take a different thought. So the Glow Up is that you are the source of your experience. And when we allow ourselves to be audaciously self-expressed, what you're able to accomplish can blow your own fucking mind. So some of the things that I want to talk about around being audaciously self-expressed, how to do business differently, how to bring mindset in, how to bring pleasure in. One of the first things I'm going to talk about is kind of this space of like energetic management being the key to everything, whether we're talking about sex, life, or business. Energetic management is going to be the thing. So many times when it comes to business, we want the containers we're in to be giving us a solution. We want a strategy. How do I get from here to there? Show me the roadmap. And that is so fucking valid. There is so much to be said around having that kind of support. And I'm here to give you that support. I'm here to give you the support of the map I've walked and the map that I haven't walked, right? Because I can give you many ways. Again, there's a million ways to $1 million. But the thing that you're going to benefit the most from if you hang out with me is learning energetic management, because there is so many ways to build and run a financially successful business, what we always have to look back to is how do you manage your own capacity, your own fuel level, your own sourcing? It's such a cliche, but we say you can't pour from an empty cup, but you can't, right? And so when it comes to your business, when you devote more of your formation time, your business building time to building you and your energetic management versus building a website, for example, you're going to get so much return on time investment over here with energetic management versus on time investment over here on your website. So how I do business differently from the get is that I look at my energetic management first. That's my first business priority before sending the emails, before listening to the DM, like, right? I take care of my energy first. And in a way, like, I wanted to share with you guys, you know, I briefly mentioned it. Napping was my business plan. In November of 2020, napping was my business plan. Energetic management, right? I was allowing myself the permission to be a lazy hoe. I was allowing myself the permission to not do it the way that I was being told I had to do it by the forces out large, right? Be active all the time, work harder to achieve more. I was there to prove to myself that I could work less and attract more. And so in November of 2020, napping was my business plan. Every time I wanted to rest, I let myself, and I just repeated to myself, like, napping makes me money. Napping makes me money. Sometimes it's sex makes me money, right? In this instance, it was napping makes me money. And lo and behold, December of 2020, not only did I sign my first 10K client, then I signed my second, and then my third, I had a 30K month. So energetic management being this like explosive fuel that you can pour onto your business, that's what I'm going to preach to you all day long, every day, and twice on Sundays. An energetic management from a pleasure-based perspective. I'm going to tell you a million times over, the hardest thing you're going to do is let it be easy. We want to make shit so fucking hard for ourselves. And I'm an expert at it. I should get King Cobras over there on the floor. I was dancing with King Cobra, my snake, and throwing $100 bills on myself. Because that's how the CEO rolls. And I didn't talk about my King Cobra persona, but King Cobra is in the house too. But pleasure-based business, right? Like coming from this place where you get to do it, letting yourself have the permission to nap, letting yourself have the permission to take care of you first as the first priority of business. Having the permission of letting it be easy. Letting it be easy, that's energetic management. Almost everything that we're like facing is a neutral circumstance, right? I said the example the other day of the house burning down. Are we sad or are we elated? It's all due to our thoughts. So letting it be hard or letting it be easy, that's energetic management. That's mindset work. And, you know, one of the things that I'll say is like, I'm a witch. This is something I haven't talked about a whole lot, this training actually at all. I haven't said those words yet. I've really begun to trust so much more deeply in my witchery, which I would have just before kind of said it was like a fluffy hippie part of me or whatever, but like, no, my pussy can oracle some shit. And one of the downloads that my pussy and witch self like brought from the ethers into my reality was like, it gets to be so fucking easy. Anywhere where you say your life is hard, for the rest of the weekend, from today until Monday, I want you to watch yourself. And you say, that's hard to do. Oh, that would be a challenge, right? Immediately switch it with, no, it's not, it's easy. Because really it is. Whatever you tell yourself is hard, it's hard. Whatever you tell yourself is easy. Energetic management. This is going to be a game changer for you. It was a game changer for me. And for those of you who are already knowing, and spending your time there versus like toiling in the things that we're told to do, have a website, have sales pages, post XYZ amount of days in XYZ places. None of those things are particularly wrong. You'll hear me reference back to them. But if you're spending so much time over here and not very much time over here, come spend time over here and see a different result happen for you. How else am I looking at this game a little bit differently? And I want to talk a little bit about, what it means to be running be your business versus running your business. And when you're being your business, you're taking care of every aspect of it. When you're running your business, you're the CEO, you're having a more global view. And that doesn't mean that you're not both and. Like also, I don't have team, right? So I'm a little bit of a both and right now. And full transparency, that's a lot of my own like attachment issues. Having to be in relationship with somebody. So I don't have team, which means that I am both being and running my business at the same time. But I'm running my business from a CEO perspective while I recognize that I'm filling in some functions that will be handled by other people, right? And so I want you to really think about it now too, because a lot of you are coaches in this space or are healers, facilitators, entrepreneurs. And are you being your business or are you running your business? How global of a perspective are you allowing yourself to have, taking yourself out of the everyday and looking at it from a space of like, I am changing the world with the business I'm creating. Is there a place for someone to plug in? What kind of ecosystem have I created? What kind of ascension pathway have I created for my people? Is there a place for someone with zero money to plug in? Is there a space for someone to plug in here, there? Is there a space for someone with this circumstance? So when you're thinking about running your business, you're thinking about creating an ecosystem for people to experience your life-changing work. You're a thought leader, you're creating an ecosystem where people can come and absorb your thoughts and adopt the way you're thinking. Right? You're a visionary, you're wanting to create a space that people can come into. So how do I have spaces and places? And, even for someone who's in the creative arts, like one of our participants who does screenwriting, you can still create spaces and places for people to plug in and an ascension pathway for them to access your work and to hire you and be involved with you, right? And so when we're in it, we're really thinking project to project, launch to launch, this moment only. And when we're running it, we're looking, what is my ecosystem? How do I bring people in from many levels? How can I create places for people to interact with me? Thought leadership platforms. How can I go be interviewed on a podcast? Where can I go leave a YouTube video hanging out? Because you want to change the world with your beingness. So we need to give people a place to do it. That's being a CEO versus being the title, the screenwriter, the coach, the massage therapist, the, head of fundraising at the nonprofit. I also want to talk to you a little bit about, visibility and authentic self-expression, because I've had an explosive 18 months, right? There are people who I've been in programs with who we started at the same point and we are not at the same point right now. And I'm someplace much further ahead, however we want to really label those things or measure those things, right? So like, what are some of the things that I really did do differently? Real talk, energetic management, pleasure-based, but then another piece of it is this visibility and authentic self-expression. There's a reason why you are all on this Zoom today. And the reason that you're all on this Zoom today is because I went out on the internet and I shouted for 2 weeks why it was important to come spend time in my energy. I was visible and I was self-expressed. A nice hoey picture, a set of hoey pictures. I talked about sex. I talked about the things, right? I made brag posts during this time about wanting a brothel and wanting to fuck Jeff Bezos. Like, I allowed you to feel my authentic self to be the magnetic energy that drew you all in to want to come spend some time with me today. So how we can do business differently, authentic self-expression first. Secondly, visibility. And then to like literally give you a tangible tool to walk away with, as I've been doing each day. This is kind of the same tool as day one, babies. It is the same tool as day one, just a little bit, half of it. You don't even have to do the second and third parts of the day one tool. But bragging will build your business, your ecosystem faster than anything else. And you're kind of like, what say you? What's this about? And the reason is that when you brag, you are literally sharing your energetic magnetism. You actually can't brag without having magnetism with it, I don't think. Because a brag, it's audacious energy. You're going against the grain. All of us have been conditioned that to self-exclaim our glory like that, no bueno. Boastful, self-absorbed, any of those kinds of adjectives that we would label someone who dares to brag. And so when you're bragging you're the best of you or the worst of you, but you're doing it with this space that says, this is me. This is my authentic self-expression. And because authentic self-expression is always magnetic, when you use your brags to build your business, it will quantum leap you. And really, that's what I've done. I have no website, friends. I have no sales pages for any of my programs. I have some Canva graphics, right? I have not, and as a coach, I'll tell you, consistency, but I've not posted every day in 8 places, right? But what I have done is I've gone and bragged my ass off for the last 2 years and let you see me. And then the other thing that I've done is say, I have something you could buy if you want to buy it, right? I think I can change your world if you hang out with me in a coaching space. So if you think that that might be true too, let's have a conversation. That I had the audacity to say too. So that's the piece where so many of us fall short too, is we'll say the brag, but then making that offer, giving people the next spot, giving a place for them to ascend with you. You've got them all jazzed up with your magnetism. Where does it go? Right? So this kind of thing of like, what tool could I give you to walk away with today to change the trajectory of your business and grow it immediately would be to go brag for 30 days. You don't even have to brag about your business. You just brag. If you've never bragged before and you don't know what that is, even more reason then to get in the Glow Up Collective, like AS motherfucking P. Because that will change everything for you. I'm just looking at my notes to see if I've missed anything that I really wanted to touch on today. And like this part of energetic magnetism, it's a perfect segue and talking about if you don't know how to brag, you should be in the Glow Up. And that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to share about the Glow Up Collective with you guys next, because what I'm trying to create with it is a vortex of energetic magnetism. Right? A collective. I named it a collective very intentionally, because when we shine our authentic self-expression, we take everyone higher with us, right? But to be perfectly fucking honest, the real talk is to shine your authentic self-expression, way more easily said than done. And I'm not going to front with you all. There are Facebook groups that I go and authentically self-express there first because they feel safe before I can go do it on my personal page, right? And so the value of a community where you can be authentically self-expressed, priceless. And then what happens is, because you have a place to be authentically self-expressed, you're glowing up each other in that community. But then what happens if there's 100 of you glowing up with authentic self-expression? There's no fucking way we don't take that light and we don't go impact every little shadowy corner of the world with it, right? So my intention with the Glow Up Collective is that we all come together, that we create the safety with each other, that I create it for us, but together we create it to be authentically self-expressed with each other, to take each other higher, to become this like incredible glow thing that is just like fucking pulsing and pushing its energy out into the world. And that we get to have the world that we want to see, right? Because I know every single one of us wants a different world than the one we have fucking today. But doing it alone from your little corner, like Auntie Julia, I see your fucking lighthouse over there in Canada. That's like a far corner over there. Right? So here we are, we're all light shining lighthouses, but we're in our little corners. And what happens when we come together and we make a collective space to share that, shine that out? Oh my God, I'm getting full body fucking goosebumps. So juicy. So this is a 12-month journey with me. It's a 12-month experience where you get to receive high touch mentorship and transformational coaching, right? The delicious both and. I always want all of the buffet available to me. So you're going to get to have mentorship from me. You're going to get to see how I walk through life. I did a photo shoot with an Airbnb photographer in Paris. And half hour into spending time with me, he said, "You are the freest person I've ever met." I was like, what the fuck is this? How could this guy even know that about you? You've been with me for 30 minutes. I haven't even like said much or told you much. At a retreat that I was just at, I hugged a woman. At the end of the hug, she told me that I smelled like safety and freedom. My mentorship, walking alongside me, I will impact you deeply for the rest of your life. So this is a container where you get to have my mentorship. You get to see how I live. You get to see how I move through the world. You get to see how I embody freeness in a way that nobody's ever, like the photographer said, I've never met anyone this free. So you get to receive that kind of mentorship, but you actually get to receive very tangible transformational coaching as well, because I've been in and out of all of these trenches, whether they're the business trenches, the sex trenches, or the life trenches. I have been in the fucking trenches. So I know how to take you through the trenches, take you out of the trenches, be in the trenches with you. We're going to do all of life together. The Glow Up is life, sex, and business coaching for the whole human, right? All of it affects, one area affects the other. So we're here to be whole, messy humans together and to get really deep, powerful support, both from the mentorship perspective and the tangible coaching perspective, giving you the roadmaps, letting you, have access to all of like what I've created too. And all again, the information conduit. My coaches are your coaches in that way. It's my community gathering spot. I think you can already tell it's where I'm going to be pouring out my heart, my soul, my glow. It's my Marissa Magic Depot. Come fucking catch your train to freedom with me, baby. Let it be the soft landing spot for your weird, freaky self, who I'm dying to know every facet of. Oh my God. And it's the powerful launch pad for your greatest self, the one that is going to go out there and change the fucking world and make so much goddamn money while you're doing it. So what does it actually look like to be in this space with me and hang out in this container with me? We have a Facebook group that is like our main meeting grounds. That is where all of the good action comes. It's like the same way of that we've gotten to have such a vibrant chat today. And I know all of you have experienced this too. When you're in calls where the chat's live in action, when you're in a Facebook group where people are posting every day, it's this magical place of meeting space, of growth, of inspiration, of aha moment, of being held. So we have a Facebook group to create siblinghood, community together, hive mind support. I didn't want to call this a mastermind or a mistress mind, but I do want us to have a hive mind. Like a beehive, everything is for the collective. We're all helping each other go towards the mission of greater glow, right? So to have that hive mind support with each other, again, you all are the smartest fucking people out there. I want to buy from every single one of you on this call. So getting to be in this space where we get to contribute our collective genius together, amazing. And then also coaching support. So that's where you're going to get to have daily coaching support from me. I also hired the most incredible support coach, Sonia McKaiser. If you don't know her, she is going to feel like the most delicious honey dripped down your throat, dripped on your titties, however you want titty, like honey. Maybe you don't like honey, but Sonia is just deliciousness. She's so sweet. She's also a very powerful coach in her own right. So when you step into this collective, you're stepping into not just having my support, but Sonia's support too. 2 coaching brains for the price of 1. I'm like a person that likes bonuses and all of the extras, and then like give me more. Britney Spears' Give Me More song is one of my anthems. So yes, give me more coaching, give me more coaches. We are going to have 2 Zoom calls a month where you get to have one-on-one coaching for me in a group experience. I love, love, love giving coaching that way, where you get to have my eyes on your direct issue. But what we get to do, because we're doing it in the group space, is that we get to go higher, glow higher with each other. Invariably, every single group coaching call I'm on, I walk away saying, oh, I'm so glad I listened to so-and-so share that. That really benefited me. That really opened my eyes in this way. I was able to have an aha moment because of that. So the group coaching space plus that one-on-one support, it's the sweet spot. That's part of why I'm so glad I'm running this container now instead of 2 years ago. Like I said, it's a much more sophisticated container, because at this point, I've run group coaching programs, I've run the mastermind, I've done one-on-one. I really have gotten to see what moves the needle for people. And every component of this program has been structured as a needle mover for you. So we've got 2 Zoom calls per month. Those are on the 1st and the 3rd Wednesdays. They're at staggered times. You'll get to see all of this information in print too. What I know is, like, I don't want you to buy this program because there's a Zoom call on a particular day of the week. I want you to step into this because you want to be the glowiest motherfucking bitch out there in community with me, right? And of course, these features do have import. I want to see them as well, but so much, and I didn't have time to get into it. We're going to talk a lot about, and so much of my zone of genius is sales. So when you come into this program, you get automatic access to my sales course. Everything I touch turns to sold. But purchasing from desire, we all want to purchase from desire. We all purchase from pain. But I want us to be buying from desire. I want you to buy this program because you desire it, not because you feel like without it, you're not going to make it. Fuck that. That's not the right yummiest energy, right? So we've got the 2 Zoom calls. We're going to give you so much support in this space. But more so, if we're feeling called here, it's less about the time of the call and more about the desire to be here. And that's what I want to share with you about sales in general, that we all get to kind of turn from the bro way, the patriarchy way is going to have it be from pain, but from the desire pleasure-based ways to say, how do we spark people's desire? What are we having them want to feel with us at the end of the day, right? And I want you to feel like you have a landing place for the fullness of you, that you have a place that you can go so that any part of you that isn't where you want it to be has a place that it can get support to move towards that. I want you to feel loved. I want you to feel audacious. I want you to feel like, oh my God, I need to check our group to see who's posted what, because I cannot wait to hear more, right? That's the energy we're cultivating here. So on the weeks that we don't have our group coaching calls, I'm going to be doing Facebook Lives to answer questions, give that Q&A support, riff on topics. So there's going to be so much support for you in this. Super excited. I haven't seen this feature yet. I'm going to have a private Telegram channel for us for not safe for Facebook content. Getting naked. It's fun as fuck. So we're going to have a place that we can be naked together, show nipples if we dare. And also to be able to promote, right? Because I shared blatantly yesterday, I plan on putting out a lot more sex working offers in the next year as I start my brothel, right? I can't necessarily go promote that on Facebook super easily. There might be offers that you can't promote on Facebook super easily. I want us to, again, create a vibrant ecosystem where we're buying from each other, we're learning from each other, we're growing with each other. And so we're going to have a whole marketplace for us as well, too, to have a spot to be doing that kind of promotion with and for each other. One of the things that I learned in January, when I've also talked about, like, again, a slight iteration, a variation of this program that I was going to call Audacious Ascension. And one of the things I said in that is that I would create a new program every month. And what I realized is that my human self may or may not be able to do that. And it was able to do it in February and March, but came April and I had a very intense travel schedule internationally. And just the energy of having done the other 2 programs came April, and I just did not have the juice. Had I promoted a program in April, I would have been doing it from a should place and not from a want to desire based place. And so I'm not going to tell you guys that I'm going to make you a new program every month. I'd be lying, but I am going to tell you that I'm going to make you programs, because I'd be lying if I didn't tell you that. I'm so excited to continue to build the library of my coursework. I did my first course on mindset. It was called Vitamin D, the Daily Decision. It was so powerful. I'm going to rerun that for us at some point during this program as well. Everything I touch turns to sold. Is delicious. And one of the ways that I'm going to teach all of us is that we get to have multiple revenue streams, right? So like creating a passive income stream through evergreen courses is something that I'm going to be available to teach you about, and I'm going to be building it as you see it. So during this time with me, we're going to have courses on mindset, sexuality, business. I already did pick out the first book for our first book club that we're going to do. Yo, babes, come do life with me. This is the Glow Up Collective, is where you want to come do life together for the whole human. So this is a human-friendly culture. Every race, nationality, gender, sexual orientation, religious identity, all of that is welcome here. And especially for all of my babes who traverse the gender spectrum, right? This is a place where you get to be non-binary as fuck. Anything that you want to be as fuck, you get to be that as fuck, audaciously self-expressed, right? And it's a place where we get to learn and create safety. That is a thing that I think for all of us in our common culture right now as a growth edge, is learning about pronoun usage, how to create spaces that are less gendered than they have been before, because I am here to pull that down. I've worked as a men's sex coach and as a women's sex coach. We are fucking humans, is what I can tell you at the end of that. We are humans having a human experience, and the genitals we carry do not fucking differentiate that human experience. So we are well more alike than we are different. And the Glow Up Collective is a place where we get to foster our alikeness in those ways versus our differences, celebrate our differences in them, but not divide by our differences, if that makes sense. Also, I'm trying not to say if that makes sense. You'll tell me if it doesn't make sense. I'm speaking clearly. This is also a place where we are going to talk about plant medicine. I'm going to smoke weed in front of you on our calls. I'm going to talk about doing acid at Pussy Rave. I'm going to tell you about ayahuasca. I'm going to tell you about the things. If it's not for you, this isn't the space for you. Also, you're going to watch me go through periods of sobriety, because I do that too, right? So I'm fully in support of you if you are a human in sobriety in any way, shape, or form as well. This is also a safe space for you too, but to be warned, you're like, spade's a spade. You know what you're getting into. And also in that way, this is a sex work and sex positive friendly space. I'm going to be talking to you about building my brothel. I'm the greatest madam that ever lived, by the way. If you didn't know it, now you know it. Marissa, the greatest fucking madam that ever lived. And so you're going to see that happening as I create it live time throughout this next year. I'm saying these things because as I've gone into masterminds, I've specifically asked the coach, is this a safe space for my suicidal ideation? Is this a safe space for my hoe? Right? Like even the most recent business mastermind I just joined, I don't necessarily know that it's a safe space for my hoe. So I'm not posting about all of that, right? Like humans, we have to know what is the space, what is the safety that is there, right? Like, and so telling you all of that here. And yes, if you want a safe space for your suicidal ideation, if you want a safe space for your sex worker self, if you want a safe space for the part of you that wants to be a billionaire, the Glow Up Collective is your safe space. So, babes, the Glow Up special, the Hot Glow Summer special for you all. The program is going to be priced at $888 for this year. In January, it will go up to 1111, my favorite angel numbers. But $888 is going to be the price starting in August. For you all, the Hot Glow Summer Special Early Bird, it's $555 a month for the 12 months or $6,000 pay in full. Fucking phenomenal, y'all. This is some big shit. Come jump in on this, because this early bird pricing of $555 a month or the $6K pay in full, that's like a $4K discount off of the like regular price, right? So hop on this shit. If your pussy or your genitals, your cock is saying yes to it, then honor that yes, honor that desire, hop in right now. That early bird pricing is going to be available. I said something different on the first day. I'm going to extend it through Monday, 6/6. On Monday, it goes up to $669. come pay me more. I'm here for that too. And then it's going to increase to 777 in July. It will be 888 in August. It is a rolling enrollment program. And I'm going to talk to you guys about it within it. And even I can say it right now because today's about business. You know, as a business structure, when you create containers that are capped with the number of participants and people can't complete those contracts with you, then you have a container that ruptures, doesn't make the money that you thought it would. When you create an open rolling enrollment structure, you can continue to bring people and you can continue to grow that space. So this is a 12-month journey that you're making with me, walking with me. There will be people coming in. No one will leave for a year. At the end of the year, you might be complete, but you might not, because one of the most impactful coaching experiences I've had was that I was in a year-long program for 3 years in a row, and I would still be in it now if the coach had facilitated it for another year. So I know that this space to journey this way, because we're a whole human, taking a whole human journey, there's no way that we do a glow up process in 8 weeks, right? Like, so this is a long-term experience with me. And I'm so fucking excited to take that with you. So 555 a month for the 12 months, per month for the 12 months, or 6K pay in full is the early bird. And there is a VIP upgrade. So if you've been wanting to be one of my one-on-one clients, this is really a wonderful opportunity, because my one-on-one package is $8,888 a month. For $1,000 a month, additional to your monthly enrollment price with the Gleaux Collective, you can have a 1-hour one-on-one call with me. So this gets you into my one-on-one roster in a really beautiful way. You get to have all of the benefits of the Gleaux Collective, plus have that one-on-one call with me each month. I only have 3 of those upgrade spots available. So if you want one, message me ASAP for it. I have neglected to put the link in here for you guys, but I'm going to give you guys the early bird link. And if you want the VIP spot though, or you want to pay in full, message me directly, because this link is just for the 555 a month plan. Early bird Gleaux is that link there for you. And I believe that was everything of that. Okay, so I'm going to take a screenshot of the people who are still here for the contest, of people who have been here live all 3 days. So give me just a quick second to do that. And then I'm going to have space for Q&A for you all. And then we're going to do a dance out. Yo, I had to bring my 8-foot cock to the call today. You know how I roll. King Cobra style. Screenshot that. I'm so fucking excited to see who wins these spots, babes. Like, it's already fun too to know, like, you have guaranteed participants in your program. Okay, so I got the participant thing. Now I'm going to tell the secret words. The secret words for today for the replay contest are world every day. World every day. I'll put it in the chat. World every day are the words for the replay contest. Amazing. Okay, babe. So now, do you have any questions about today's material? Do you have any questions about the Glow Up Collective? Do you have any questions about the amazing Marissa, Rainbow Stallion, Legendary Glow Ho, King Cobra, Agent of Sunshine? Give it to me. I'm going to spark this blunt. Hang out with you for another few minutes before we dance a little bit. And if no one has any questions, maybe we'll just move straight to dancing. You can raise a hand or come off mute. I can have my own soccer team of personas. That's perfect. Marta, I'm so glad you're here. I'm such a fucking fangirl of yours. And when I saw you sign up, I got this total glee. I love the internet and how weird it is that you can like meet strangers, voyeur them, lurk them. I lurk all your shit, bitch. So I'm so glad you're here today. It's been wonderful to have you. And so many other beautiful, wonderful faces that I know and love. And then a couple that I don't know if I do know. Maybe I do, and I just don't recognize your Zoom there. All right, babes. Okay, so I don't see any questions coming through. I'm going to get us some music going. And I am here for you. I'm going fucking nowhere. Get in this bitch. Either now or later, you're coming. I know you all are. And until you do, I'm just going to be over here stroking my pussy waiting for you. Or stroking my cock, as the case may be. Thank you to all my beloveds who are here supporting me. I feel this is a good love bubble shit right here, y'all. This is just a little taste of it. Imagine what it's going to be like over in the Glow Up Collective. Okay, so let me get our song cued. Hello, what is this guy's name? Good thing I wrote it down. Justice, that's right. Okay. There's a lot of songs called Glow, by the way. You gotta know the name of the artist to find it on Spotify. Here we go, babes. Let's glow up, glow out. Have a wonderful rest of your day, an incredible weekend. I can't wait to see you inside the Glow Up Collective.
Something about the way you move, making me wanna stay with you. Loving the way your body go, making me lose control. Been down this road, don't wanna stray. Smile but don't know what to say. Something about you seems to glow, but I know if you held me closer, I would never let you down. Feelings taking over, need your hands to be around. Me and you collide, fire burning in our eyes. Yeah, and it's something about the way we move, making me wanna stay with you. Loving the way your body go, making me lose control. Been down this road, don't wanna stray. Smile but don't know what to say. Something about you seems to glow. I can feel your heartbeat calling for us. Listen to your breath over the rain. See it in your eyes, they're glowing for me. Let's kick it inside, girl, you got that light. I can feel your heartbeat calling for us. Listen to your breath over the rain. See it in your eyes, they're glowing for me. Let's kick it inside, girl, you got that light. Girl, you got that light. Girl, you got that I'm in it if you didn't know. Loving you could be difficult. Head in the clouds, nowhere to go. Waiting to lose control. Been down this road, don't wanna stray. Smile but don't know what to say. Something about you seems to glow, but I know if you held me closer, I would never let you down. Feelings taking over, need your hands to be around. Me and you collide, fire burning in our eyes. Yeah, and it's something about the way we move, making me wanna stay with you. Loving the way your body go, making me lose control. Been down this road, don't wanna stray. Smile but don't know what to say. Something about you seems to glow. I can feel your heartbeat calling for us. Listen to your breath over the rain. See it in your eyes, they're glowing for me. Let's kick it inside, girl, you got that light. I can feel your heartbeat calling for us. Listen to your breath over the rain. See it in your eyes, they're glowing for me. Let's kick it inside, girl, you got that light. Girl, you got that
So there we have it, babies. A hot glow summer. Oh, yes. I love you all so fucking much. It was such a deep honor. 1,000,000% pleasure, increasing pleasure to serve you and be with you. I look forward to the next time. Glow up, babes.